millions of years to achieve spaceflight and interstellar flight. And they've been able to figure out in a limited way what's going to happen. And eventually they know their planet is either going to be spun off into space or fall into one of their suns. When? Maybe a million years from now. But if our species wants to survive, we have to leave. So they're headed here. And they have, by quantum entanglement, been able to send microprobes here at near light speed. So they have an idea of who we are and how we work and how all of this goes. And there's this whole group of humans who think the human race is just terrible and irretrievable. And the aliens are either going to wipe us out or make us perfect, and they don't care which. The aliens are afraid of us.
I don't blame them.
Well, they're afraid because while their science right now is well advanced, it's going to take them 400 years to get here. By the time they get here, we will have surpassed them.
And they won't know what to expect.
And they won't know whether we're going to be friendly or not. So they're actively trying to suppress any progress in science. And the whole tone of it was like, it was very much like the PETA people and other people of that ilk who hate humans. Okay, humanity is just bad. We're irretrievable, terrible, terrible, awful things. We're the worst thing that ever happened to planet Earth. I just can't buy that. I can't get into that. And I couldn't find any of the characters other than one poor guy who's, kind of like shouting against the storm, terribly likable. And yeah. I get that that's different storytelling. This is Chinese rather than Western storytelling. But still, it's
hard when you can't find a character. So that's one of the reasons why I struggled at the beginning of Among Thieves, because I was having trouble finding a relatable character that I could really like, right? Because they are all out for their own. But when you start to get into it, you start to understand the way it's written. The author really does a nice job of explaining or opening up some of the backstory of why they are where they're at. Right. And then you start to relate to, well, they're, rocking a hard place. What are you going to do? Right? And you've been put in this position, and now you see a potential way out. And every single one of them is seeing this potential way to fix their issue. And if they have to turn on their accomplices to do it, they're willing to do it. She makes it so that it is so compelling, that the goal is so compelling for each of these characters that you can buy into, that they are making the best of two bad choices.
Right. And I don't mind that. I guess, so you read James Ellroy and none of his characters are likable. They're all terrible people. But the evolution of the police procedural and the story is compelling enough that, I don't care that Bucky Blanchard is a bad guy. It's okay, I'll just go along with this.
Right.
This I couldn't even find. I thought that the choices they were making just were kind of stupid. There's a whole lot of different options when the advanced aliens are coming.
Right.
And are maybe out to get you. Okay, let's build some defenses. And then there's what I still love about the book is the use of some pretty advanced physics and quantum mechanics and astrophysics and advanced math to advance the story. They're integral parts of the story. You don't have to understand all the mathematics, but you got to get a little bit of grounding in it to understand why this three-body problem is not solvable.
It sounds like it's very heavy science fiction.
Yeah, it's very hard science.
Yeah.
There are quantum entanglement issues and, AIs that are, microscopic in size, and it's all sort of plausible. Not something we can do, but sort of plausible. And part of me really loves that kind of sci-fi. I just can't
You're
get
just
into
having
this one.
trouble with the
And
characters.
he's going down the road of one of the solutions to the Fermi paradox that I don't like. It may be true, but I don't like it. So the Fermi paradox is, if there are trillions and trillions of worlds out there and billions of Earth-like planets, why haven't we heard from anybody?
Right.
And so solutions include, we're the first ones to get this far, we're alone. There are a series of filters that races have to get through, like nuclear power and environmental degradation and, making a unified world that you can then use to leapfrog away from your world. And various races just never get past those filters. And then the one I like the least is the dark forest. The universe is finite. Therefore, resources are finite. Therefore, races decide there can be only one. If the universe is finite and resources are finite, then it should all be ours. And they actively then exterminate other competitors. So the way you survive is not to be found.
Interesting.
And I find that one, again, as plausible as the others, but pretty grim.
Well, but the thing is that you'd have to be to an advanced level to know that you shouldn't be found, because we're out here thrhrowing discs out there to say,
and that's why there are folks in our scientific community who are saying, no, don't do that.
Uh-huh.
I mean, Stephen Hawking in the end was saying, no, don't do that. We should not be drawing attention to ourselves.
Interesting.
He was one of the big believers in that. Anyway, so how's your writing? We already kind of talked about that.
We talked about writing.
We're going to have a very busy fall.
We are. We're going to have a very busy fall. So, are you going to be this Saturday at
Yes, I am.
Bookmaze?
I was originally on call, but I switched.
Oh,
So
excellent.
I'm going to do call tomorrow.
So I'll be
And
hanging
so I'll
with
be there
you.
Saturday.
I'll be hanging out with you at Saturday at Bookmaze here in Mesa for the fiction author signing Saturday. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, we'll
So
just
it'll
get
be
to sit and
fun.
talk, even if we don't
Yeah.
get too many folks. But
Yeah. Well, it's a nice bookstore. It's a really
I
nice
love it
bookstore.
there.
It's a
It's
great
a really
bookstore.
nice place, yeah.
And then we've got a bunch of stuff coming up pretty quickly in the fall. Back to back, not like pretty quickly from now, but once it starts hitting.
Yeah, we're going to be every month or twice a month doing stuff.
Yeah, because we have Mile High Con on October 25th through 27th. That's in Denver. And we'll be vending up there at Mile High Con. So Brick Cave will have a presence and a booth. So that'll be fun. And then right after that, we get back from that, and what is it, a week or two later? Two weeks later.
2 weeks later, TusCon for the weekend, which is kind of our home con.
It is our home con, and we like it there.
Yes.
It's always a good con. And then what?
3 weeks after that,
We're at,
off to Los Angeles.
yeah, beautiful downtown Los Angeles for LosCon.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's on the that's 11/29 through 12/1, and then we're back here the following week for the
Book
Mesa
Festival.
Book Festival here in downtown
So
Mesa.
yeah, busy.
And then on top of that, I am writer in residence girl again this
Oh,
year
good for you.
for the Mesa Libraries. So from September 1st through the middle of December, I will be doing consults and workshops at the Mesa Main Library in downtown Mesa. So I'm
Close
doing
to
that.
home and convenient.
It is. It's much closer than when I was going to Chandler. That was a bit of a hike, especially for most of my time, because it was out at the Basha Library. But I am here at the main library, and the sign-up sheets are already starting to be put out there for the consultations, and my first 2 workshops are already scheduled. So that starts September 1st.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
busy.
you will be busy.
I will be very busy. And then I'm also presenting at the Grant Professionals Association Summit in Denver. So right after, so it's going to work out nicely for me, because we're going to be at Mile High Con. And then we're going to be done with that, and I'm going to switch hotels. And then I'm going to
Just go straight
stay
into it.
for
Just
the
pivot right into the
summit,
summit.
where I'll be presenting. Yeah. And, look for Adrian Bankston at Bubonicon this year.
That's right. Adrian's going to go and scout it out and give us some reports.
Yeah.
So.
And that's busy. That's Brick Cave busy. That's what I'll say. So
Actually looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Get some time off and.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the cons. I enjoy hanging out and talking about books. So you know me, I'm talking about books all day. So. And writing and all of that. Well, you usually do some really fun presentations that are nice and bloody.
Murder and mayhem with gory pictures.
Well, and accidents and stuff. I don't know. I find your presentations really fascinating. So
I try to keep them interesting. I've done most of them now at Tuscon, so I've offered them the American College of Surgeons Stop the Bleed course, which I'm a trained instructor for. And that went over well at Leprechaun.
Good.
People got into it.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to get Dead Fred for that, so I had to make my own Dead Fred, which was less than successful.
Oh, well, maybe you'll get Dead Fred. That would be
well,
good.
He can be checked out. I just have to make sure that there's no competing.
Oh, good.
And I don't know if they're going to be happy about me taking him out of the city.
Well,
they don't need to know.
He doesn't have an ankle monitor, does he?
No, he doesn't. They don't need to know.
They don't need to know. It's all good. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to doing some craft talks at Tuscon at least, and who knows, maybe we'll get on some panels together at some of these other ones.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll put myself out there as a volunteer, and please, here's my presentations, and please put me on panels.
Here we are. We're ready for it. Well, anything else you want to talk about tonight?
Nothing that is, earth-shattering. Like I said, the writing got very productive for a while there.
Yeah,
backed off a little bit, but I'll get there.
Yeah, you have 2 books coming out like very, very quickly from Brick Cave, and then that third one.
We'll see, and then I still have the Civil War novel that it's done. It's on the shelf, waiting for me to just get inspired to shop it around again.
Yep. Yeah.
And I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that yet.
Okay.
I've considered the, just self-publish route and try to sell it. But I really do want to try to get it with a press somewhere.
We should talk about it a little more and revisit your, process and see.
Yeah, like I said, I put it aside for other competing interests.
And you were really productive during that time.
So well, and I felt obligated to get these 2 things done. These are projects that have been stalled for a while, and I felt like I owed it, particularly to Brick Cave, to get that 4th magic book done.
I'm in arrears to Brick Cave right now too, so I gotta move.
Yeah. So anyway. So, thanks again for listening to this edition of the Brick Cave Podcast. If you would like to hear us, just join us online at brickcavepodcast.com, all one thing. Our BC Book Club members can enjoy extra episodes and other great advantages, such as
free books.
Details on the Brick Cave website, brickcave.media. And thanks again, everybody, for listening. We'll drop by again soon.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.